Good morning, guys. How are we this morning? Bit of a learning curve for me yesterday, I think. I had a little bit of a rocky day. I took that early loss and it rattled me a little bit. So it was quite an unusual day today. Yesterday was the first day I felt a little bit like I may jump into a trade. I just felt that little bit of doubt and a little bit of a wobble, but I held it together. Morning all, morning Sam, morning Keithy. I managed to hold it together and all was good. Yulan, morning. Nicholas, morning. Good luck today. Thank you, my friend. And to you, brother. So yeah, I had a bit of a hiccup of a day yesterday, but it turned out okay in the end. And it's a lesson. It was the first, I think, reasonable loss I'd had. Revenge, yeah, I did have that little urge yesterday, but it never materialised. So I'm taking that as a lesson and a positive lesson. So when I take a loss, at the end of the day, it's one loss. It's not the end of the world. I'm going to have losses. It's not a major worry, and it's nothing to worry about, I think, because the trouble is now there's two schools of thought here. The reason I'm chit-chatting at the moment is because I'm not doing anything now. The market's about to open in a couple of minutes. Morning, Brant. Dumb question. What is the OPEX people talking about that will cause volatility at the open? I can't find anything. Well, I'm not too sure, actually. I have noticed this little bit of quick move down, quick move up. I'm not too sure, mate, actually. You probably know more about American news than I do. Is everything working okay? Yeah, okay. How was the anniversary? It was okay, mate. It was okay. My mother's not well at the moment. She's sort of on her last legs a bit, so we spent the evening up there for a few hours. So, but yeah, it was okay. It was okay. It's the 20th anniversary. They're never quite as glamorous as the first or the second, but yeah, it was okay. Thanks for asking. Thank you. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, so I had a little bit of a hiccup day yesterday, but okay, it's going to happen. If I'm probably naive in thinking I'm going to go from having problems and revenge trading and going on tilt to stopping all of a sudden. I suppose it was a never till it might rear its ugly head, but I held it together and all was good. The trades I took after that loss, I looked through the chart last night and they were good trades. And the one some of you guys talked me into as well, I looked at that and that was a good trade. Now, if it wasn't for the fact that I'd had that little bit of a scare earlier, I could have made some decent money on those other trades because they actually went for quite a few points. So at first I thought they meant OPEC, but I'm not sure. Yeah. So, all's good in the end. So now I did take, excuse me, I did take a long position here early on this morning. I saw this big push down and I saw it break and start to teeter out here. So I took a long here and it went up. I was expecting it to come back to the EMA, which it did. But it sort of up and down a bit and I got a bit nervous and I got out of it for 1.25 or something like that. I'm not a fan of picking bottoms, but because it was such a big, strong push down, I didn't think it could go any further before it came back. Touch the EMA. But I don't know what's... the market has just opened yet. Okay, so I think that we can forget that. I did draw that because I wasn't sure whether we were moving up here and had a break. Well, it seems we have had a break and come back into this. Now, I was expecting another push down. And maybe at some point we'll get that. I don't know. But there is some news. Flash Services PMI news in about 15 minutes. So it's probably, that may be why there's a little bit of quick volume going through the market. So I think it will be, I don't think it'd be sensible for me to get into a trade just at the moment anyway, until that news has appeared. It is high impact news. And there's also some medium impact news. It looks like the same actually, manufacturing, I don't know. But they're both at the same time anyway, so So, but yeah, I want to reiterate again. Hooking up with you guys every day is definitely helping me, and it steered me off a little bit of a rocky patch yesterday, back to the straight and narrow. So, I do appreciate you guys chit chatting with me, and I hope you get a bit of value out of me, and I'm certainly getting some out of you guys. It's just, I believe we're all in the same business here, and we're all trying to get to the same goal. So, I think it's nice to help and support each other. If I've had a bunch of messages over maybe the last 6 months from other traders, and there's a couple of traders I talk to on a regular basis, and we help each other out. If you had a tough day, we just, we'll message each other, and vice versa. So it's all about helping and support each other, and it's surprising, what a couple of nice, reassuring words will do for your mood. So I appreciate you guys spending your day, your trading day with me, and if we can help each other out, and it's all good, I think. Kim, how you doing, brother? So yeah, everything's okay. I was a little bit concerned yesterday, I got to say, but I feel okay, positive. I've processed it. Looks like we want to close the gap of yesterday, 3922. 3922 around here somewhere, isn't it? Where was the gap yesterday? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what's going on there at the moment, but I'm not going to take anything until this news. Excuse me. I've still got this cold that's just slowly coming out of me. And another quick chain of thought as well. The PA account I'm trading 2 contracts on a $50,000 account. So some think it's better to do one contract. Some, I think 2. And the reason I think 2 is I can lose 6 trades before my account is liquidated. And as far as I'm concerned with these high probability trades, if I lose 6 in a row, I shouldn't be here anyway. I'm clearly not ready for it, and clearly I haven't got the skills. So, which is why I decided to do 2 contracts. Now, my first target is to get to $5,000. Then I think I will relax, and the risk level drops by 50% compared to what it is now. So that's my target, and then I'll think and make some decisions about where I withdraw something at what point, so as I don't leave myself vulnerable. So, what else are we going? Okay. So we've had this, it does seem like we've had this channel, doesn't we, broken out of it. I'm not convinced it is a channel yet, but maybe it is. It's touched in a couple of places, but we've broke out of it and we have pushed up, and I suppose if you look at it, we sort of have, I can bring that down there a bit like that. Is that right? Yeah, we've sort of, yeah, I think that's okay, isn't it? We have sort of respected the bottom line of that, so it is some form of a channel. We've had this break and a strong push up. I was thinking about going short here, but I wasn't convinced that was a downtrend and that was an uptrend. I wasn't swinging either way, really. You've got your back. Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. Either way I like to think about it, we've got each other's backs. It's nice to support each other, isn't it? We've all got the same goal in mind. So let's have a little look here. It is bloody cold here again today. Good morning, how you doing, bud? I've just noticed the Panda guy's back. I've just popped on there and said morning. I noticed he's back. I think he's back for the day, so I think he's cleared his head a little bit. I wish him all the luck. He's the same as me, both out, to make a living. So yeah, I wish him all the best. So I'll just have a message. Let's have a look. Sorted. So yeah, okay. Let's see what sort of day we have. I still don't know much information on when the markets are likely to slow down next week. I'm assuming it's going to be something like Thursday or Friday. But I usually take my information from Mac. He'll probably mention that maybe on Monday. So I'm not sure what's going on here at the moment. We've got news in about 8 or 9 minutes. I was there too, same here. We may want to close the gap between 39.15. Where's that gap up here? Yeah, so that is basically at the top of that measured move. If it is a measured move, it does seem. See, I'm thinking at the moment the way the market's gone, and if I look at the daily, the way it's just been, well, you know, every time we've been up to the top, it would drop down, and we did go to the top a day or two ago. So I'm thinking bearish at the moment. And the way we've had this big push down, followed by what looks like a form of a correction, I'm still expecting something down here. Whether it will materialise, I don't know, but that's my thought process at the moment. I'm thinking down again, and that is slowly dipping, isn't it? So I'm a bit, I'm not sure what's going on really at the moment. This was the daily highs or overnight highs. What have we got here now? Excuse me a second, I should have a message about work. When else available next week? Okay, sorted. Before coming back down, yeah. Although the market might have other ideas. So we've had a break and a new high, haven't we? So it does seem like it's dipping off, doesn't it? So maybe this is the push down. I don't know. Be interesting to see what effect the news will have it. But I think most of the news lately has been pretty grim, isn't it? See, there is. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's alright, work messages, that's all. Maybe this might be the start of it. It's quite a sharp push down, that is. Quite a push down, that is. Yeah, God, if you can capture a move like that, that'll set you up for the week. Okay, sharp push down. News is in about 4.5 minutes. Maybe a bigger uptrend off 2 lows. Fits on highs also. Uptrend off 2 lows. You mean here? Let's have a little look. Something like that, you mean? It's possible. It doesn't look right to me. If that's what you're thinking. I'm not sure. It's a bit confusing at the moment, isn't it? I think we just close the gap. Let it drop down. Look at that. My apologies if barking is damaging your ears. Okay. excuse me just 1 second. Sorry about that, postman. I had to sign for something. New microphone. Okay. Okay. Let me have a look at that. Okay. No. It's a bit like that, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe it is a bigger. Let's. It's possible it doesn't look right actually. There's a bigger channel in play after the break and the new high. After the break and the new high. Let me have a look here. Let me get rid of this. Let's start fresh. Okay. What does that look like? Is that Tormu? Tormu, you new face. Where are you from, bud? Where are you from? Nice to know where people are from. Okay, so that might be a break. Let's have a look. That would make sense. So like 2 pushes up. Didn't materialise, did it? Let's have a look at that. Morning, Ian. How you doing, bud? How you doing? Okay, yeah, that looks like a channel, doesn't it, with a little bit of a break. Where's this news? Okay, about 30 seconds we've got this news. Let's see what sort of movement we get. Or just an overshoot. I think that looks okay to me, that does. 2 legs up at the top, 2 legs down, break. Retest, push up. I had my chart down exactly the same as Marco's that he posted. Not sure he first up there. Oh, has he posted one this morning, has he? G'day, how you doing, Luca? Okay, this is it, news. Okay, nothing major so far. I haven't been over yet. Exactly the same as. So well, let me flick over to Facebook and have a quick look at this. There it is. Okay. Okay, so he has done something like this, isn't he? Let's have a look. Something like that he's done. Is that right? Yeah, okay. Let's put that like that. It has had a bit of a push up since then, but let's call that a failed breakout. Let's call that the news event. Something like that. Okay, let's leave that like that. Okay, that looks okay to me. Okay, Brant, there you go. That's what he's done. Okay. Okay, so the news didn't give us anything too exciting, did it? Yeah, yeah, we have, mate. So he had his about there, didn't he? Something like that. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's not saying it's not there yet, is it? Yeah. Let's remove it a minute. See what's going on here. We seem to have this bit of a trend. I was expecting another leg down, but I suppose it may not happen. Okay, so that's all the news for the day. So it didn't really do anything. We had a push up and then we just came back down to where we started again. So we tested the break out of the range and held it above. Just a bit choppy at the moment, isn't it? There's nothing you can really do with that. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Looks like a bearish imbalance. So what price will do is retrace back towards the highs. Just can't really do anything there at the moment. See, on the daily, we did have this quite a strong push down yesterday. Quite a strong push down yesterday. That was quite a chunk, that was. Same here, so I wouldn't be shocked. Same here. If we had a little bit of a recovery, a little bit of a pullback before it moves further down, so that's something to bear in mind. Yeah, we had quite a strong push down. There's about 100 odd point move down yesterday. And we seem to be pushing back up, so I wouldn't be shocked. At this point, it looks like we'll fill the gap. I wouldn't be shocked if we do move up. I mean, really, if we've had that strong push down, this is quite a correction to go down again. Let's leave that there, see what happens. $39.15, yeah, that one there as well. Balance is similar to a gap that Mac teaches. See, I did Mac's course for a year. I can't remember much about imbalances and gaps. Perhaps I should go back and revisit it. I still have a browse at the manual now and again, but sorry, 39.13, which is I think whereabouts I am, I think, aren't we? That's about right, I think. The second leg up from this first push. A little bit of congestion here, but I think we'll probably make it, won't we? Where's this gap? Oh, yeah. Too congested to do anything there. I mean, you could sort of, I don't know, you could draw that as a, no, it's a bit messy really, I was going to say. You could, no, that's nothing there really. There's a new high anyway, trying to go once, could push down, but we're in an uptrend, I can't go short in an uptrend. Not when it's like 10 points across. I had some more news from Apex. I don't know how they keep doing this. I don't know how much longer they can. Another 80%. I think that goes on to, is it just over the week? I think it's the Sunday actually. I have to double check on that. 80% off again. And I think the best bit of news is that there is an option for a one-time fee payment now for a pay account. I think it's about $140. So you don't have to pay $85 a month. You can pay the one payment. So that's really good, especially if you've got a bunch of, if you've got 5 or 10 or more PA accounts and you're paying $80 per account every month. That racks up, that does. So I think this will encourage people to maybe get more accounts. I'm certainly thinking about it. If I can get this one to pay even one payment, then I'll maybe pick up a couple more accounts, I think. And but they just keep giving, don't they, Apex, I've got to say. Okay, new high, trying to go once, trying to go twice, nothing you can do there. That is too congested, way too congested. There is a failure there which has triggered, but I don't know. That, in my opinion, is risky. One, it's counter trend trading, and two, there's a good chance we might hit this measured leg. They have enough funded traders consistently making them. See, I've never quite, I can't grasp that at the moment with the funded traders. Sometimes you tend to think the funded traders is like the byproduct, the downside to people failing the evaluation, and surely they can't make money out of funded traders. But maybe I'm starting to believe maybe they can, because you do wonder, if you start making money, are they going to go, okay, well, now here's your money, away you go. You know what I mean? Okay, so it hasn't ticked above there, so yeah. I suppose if you've got a guy making let's say $10,000 a month, and he's paying 10%, they're making $1,000 a month. That's assuming they're copying his trades. $1,000 a month. Sorry, $1,000 a month is way more than they're going to make off a guy even failing plenty of evals. So yeah, perhaps. And you tend to think if a guy's earning £10,000-20,000 a month and he's paying £1,000 a month, surely he'll take his money and trade his own account. But I do like the fact that there is some protection, more protection with, so that, when my internet went down the other day, I could nip onto my phone, quickly go onto the website, click flatten accounts. It takes literally a minute. Whereas, plus £80 a month. Well, having said that, now a lot of people are going to be taking the $140 option and as a one-off payment. But, even if they're making 10%, off a guy maybe making $10,000 a month, they're still making £1,000 a month, which is way more than they're going to make off a off a guy failing evaluations. So, you know, I do like there's a bit more protection. If something goes wrong with Ninja's trade, I don't know how long it's going to take me to get through to customer service and flatten the accounts, but it's pretty quick with Apex. Even if I can't, you know, jump onto my computer and do it, I've got my phone. I can click a button and get onto my account and flatten accounts quickly. So I do like the fact that you've got that little protection. So yeah, I mean, even if I was making money, I think it's still an attractive thing to do, to stay with Apex. If they are 100,000 funded accounts, that's 8 million per month. Yeah. No, a PA account isn't. They've got the evaluation, and they've got the performance account. I think they just want to see what you're like under a little bit more pressure, earning money. And once you can start to earn money, and they can see, well, he's passed an evaluation, he's made money with a PA account, and then I believe then I spoke to a guy about it a while ago. You get an email saying you've got two options. You can take your money and run, do your own thing, or we can move you onto a live account. And I'm assuming everything works the same on a live account, rules, regulations, not that there's many nowadays. I'm assuming everything works the same. The money's the same, doesn't affect the trader now. It only affects Apex, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if someone passes an evaluation, to put them on straight onto a live money account, it's risky, isn't it? You know, especially you can pass an evaluation in a day and then do the other 6 days, one micro a day, and they're quite happy with that. That doesn't show that you're a consistent trader. So yeah, I'm getting more and more faith in Apex, I've got to say. I think what they're doing for the customers, I think is brilliant. And I think a lot of the other prop firms out there that you know, the futures traders tend to use may struggle a little bit unless they don't start to change their rules and offer something more competitive. Okay, so we've clearly got this uptrend. We've had this break. New high, we're still going higher. Let's see if we hit this measured move. See what happens when we come back here. I mean, we did have that strong push down yesterday, right from here, and another strong push down this morning, so perhaps this is a day to recover a little bit. Certainly be nice. So we've hit it here, we've touched nicely here, it's definitely an uptrend. With real life you get huge slippage. Yeah, it can happen. That's just the unfortunate thing about trading, isn't it? Till this value may get smacked. The failure. You know about this one here? Godspeed. Just came over 2.5 points. Good on you, mate. Good on you. I just can't bring myself to go short in an uptrend at the moment. Failed second entry long. I'm assuming it was that one, was it? Yeah. See, that's a bit risky for me, that, because we're still in this congestion. We haven't hit this yet. So we've had a break here, haven't we? And we recovered, so let's see what happens here. See if we do get a push down. Should have stayed in it. Yeah, you should have done. It may teeter here for a bit and then come down some more. We'll have to see. In hindsight, a wonderful thing. You know, I used to have dreams, I did, about having tomorrow's chart today. So I can study it and know exactly. Wouldn't that be nice? In fact, there used to be a program on years ago. I forget what it was called. This cat used to This guy used to have his newspaper. It was an American program. This guy used to have his newspaper delivered every morning. When he went out to get the newspaper, there was always this cat sat there, and it gave him tomorrow's news, so we could, help. Wouldn't that be nice to have tomorrow's chart? Oh God, that'd be so lovely, wouldn't it? Okay, so we have broken out at the bottom of this channel. It's clearly a channel in my opinion. So it may bounce on the side of the channel. Yeah, it could do. One push down. See what I mean about it? Teeters and then sometimes pushes down some more. It may do another push down now. Oh, I wonder, is there only going to be anyone I'd take that? I don't think there's anything else there with it. That is there. Okay, so we've pushed up, we've touched here. Okay. If that ends bullish, it's possible long, but that's a bit risky for me. I would say there's a good chance we're coming back in the range, in the channel, sorry, but I don't know, they scare me, they do. Can't do anything anyway. Does that look any more bearish, bullish on anyone else's chart? It could quite easily be. I'd rather take a higher low before I think about moving back into here. But I've noticed it touched the top of the channel nice, touched the top of the channel nice, and it's a little bit further away, it's a little bit further, so it may be doing that. And is that Andrea? You're a new face. Welcome. Is Apex good to get funded with? Now, this is just my personal opinion, and you can ask many other people, but I have not seen anything close to Apex from any other funded account. So that is my honest opinion. I'm just a guy like you. I live in the UK, just a trader trying to make some money. You can see I'm on a PA account. I passed an evaluation here live. You can look back at my videos with Apex, and I'm on a PA account now. So my honest opinion, you can't get better than Apex. Ask anybody else here, but that's my opinion. But Apex is good. If you want to give them a go as well, there is an 80% offer at the moment, I think, for the next couple of days. So you can certainly give one a go and have a try if you like. Let's have a look at this. Okay, I'm going to leave that a minute. I have my larger channel drawn under that swing, under here. Joining up here, yeah. Let's have a look. There, okay. Even better. Perfect. Perfect. Touch there, touch there, touch there, touch there. Close enough, close enough. That'll do, mate. Okay, seems like we may get a nice uptrend today, certainly for a chunk of the day, which makes a change. Okay, that's possibly a break. Okay, break. 2 legs down to a near low. See what happens here. Small break. Maybe call it a break. Maybe a little bit of an overshoot. Not convinced it's a break. Ian, do you have to pay your own data feed with Apex? Well, you pay the monthly fee, which has been $85 per month, which gives you your data feed. It covers any wire transfers that they pay you, and the license key. So basically that's what you pay and it's covered. But over the last 12 hours, Apex have changed the rules, and they are giving you an option now to make a one-off payment. I believe it is $140, and that is it. You don't pay any monthly fees. So the data feed comes from I'm assuming the CME group, but they cover all that. So I think you can still pay monthly, but it doesn't make much sense, does it? You might as well pay the one-off fee. Okay, so that to me is it's a better channel, I think. What we're going to do here. It's quite a steep push down, that is. It went short up here. It went short up here. Who was it? Was that you or? I think that was you, wasn't it? Oh, look at that. I bet your little heart's breaking now, isn't it? Let's have a look. What was you got? Look, where'd you go short? Was it here? Or was it here? I think it was here, wasn't it? Somewhere around here. Look at that, 20 points. Oh. You'd have had 20 points there, buddy. You could have finished for the day. It was you, was it? You need to get that leading loser name off, mate. Just leave it as they are. Bad luck, brother. Bad luck. Yeah, it's frustrating, isn't it, when you come out here? The trouble is, you never know. It might have come down here and bounced and shut up and took you out, mightn't it? You can. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? Easy after the fact, isn't it? Okay, so let's get rid of that. Okay. That was the bit of news. Was it on the news? I think it was. Yeah. Bad luck, mate. Bad luck. You get some days like that. I had a nice one. I had a 24-point run about a month ago. Unfortunately, it was on a demo. So it was away with it. Because that's the only time you've really got the balls to let them keep going lower, haven't you? But that's the good thing about it, isn't it? Sometimes you get a nice surprise and you get a bit lucky other times. But I've got to say, one thing I have noticed is a lot of the times when I get a bit nervous and come out of a trade, it always goes further. You know, or if I think it's not going to hit my target and I come out of a trade, well, it always does. So I've got to learn to trust my instincts. I suppose that comes with time. Ken, might be a large downtrend off the 2 overnight swing. Yeah, possibly. Possibly. About something like that, you mean? I mean, end of the day, it may end up being something like that. Possibly. Yeah, I'd say that's possible. We'll likely come down here. It is a bigger trend, isn't it, I think? Not really helpful at the moment, but that's probably likely going to be filled in later. There's our first push down. This looks like the second one, but the trouble is we know it's on the way now, don't we? And as tempting it is to jump in and think it was coming down here, isn't it? You just never know. Poor old R. What's it come down now? Just done a measured move down from where? Here and here. Is that what you mean? About here, is that what you mean? No. There and there. Yeah, okay. So we may get a bit of a pullback. You just don't know. It is slowing off, isn't it? So we'll possibly end up having maybe something like that. Right, see, I love it when it does that. Look at that. Touched it. Turn around. Anybody going long there? I just can't do it. My nerves won't take it. Let's see if it does go up. It's certainly slowing down, isn't it? And okay, so it's triggered. I've just been caught out on these so many bloody times. I have. But also sometimes I think about jumping in here and maybe having like a I don't know, 3/4 point risk, and then even if it pulls back up here for a bit, jump out here for a point or two. But I've stopped doing that now because it's scrappy, I find. And I want to get into solid trades instead of trying to scrappily, take silly risks just to try and get a few points. But this looks like if anybody has taken that, see that? It's a couple of ticks off being a perfect bullish bar, and I'm guessing it is in a lot of people's, on a lot of you guys' charts. So there may be some people gone long there, but I think they may get stopped out. See what happens if it drops below. If there's a bit of a push, but usually there's a few stops there, not many. Anybody take that one or not? Yeah, there was a few stops there. It's come down 2 and a bit points. Okay, there's nothing else now, is there? Let me have a look. There's a little bit here that may slow it down. Okay, there is a little bit of resistance there, isn't there? It's touched there at the bottom of that measured leg, touched here, touched here. It may pull back here a little bit. I think it possibly will pull back a little bit. Whether it will get to the EMA or not, because it's so steep. Acting like a range, in my opinion. That's all right. Let's put this back then. Are we going to say from there, are we? And we'll call that breakout. Okay, let's leave it there because it's touched. Let's leave it like that and see what happens. Let's remove that line there. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so it could be right. Let's leave it there, okay, because it's touched there, touched there. There's certainly some support there, you can see that. The way those two. Let's have a look. For such an aggressive down leg feels rangy. See, for me, that sometimes, a lot of times where you get this big push down and then a correction, you get the same, and then eventually it turns into a bigger overall downtrend for the day. But it's definitely holding up there. Let's see if it'll break through. If it does, quite likely then pull back a little bit, and then okay, we're definitely breaking through, I think. Let's have that. Okay, this might be our bit of a pullback. If we can get up to here, let's see if it then does come below, retest it and push back in, or carry on to the downside the way it's tried to get up there, but the shorts have pushed it down. I don't think we're going to get up here. I think we're going to continue down, personally. Typically you see these alongside spikes up and down the range, people piling waiting for the price to make it to the other side, hence being so far away from the EMA for a long time. Yeah. So if we are on a range day, that will be our break of it with a push back in. See what happens when we get up to here, whether we'll come down, make a new low and then pull back in, or whether we'll continue down. I'm not thinking range personally at the moment. Just the way we've had this big push down and then this correction slightly upwards, I'd say I'm thinking down. I'm still thinking bearish at the moment. Do I want to risk it and take a trade? I'm not that bearish. I'm not thinking that bearish. Okay, so we've had this good push down, push back up to the MA. I'm still expecting a new low if we do. What happened over here? Okay. Yeah, I'm still thinking bearish at the moment. Hello, Accountability King. So, how do you get your tick counter above your candle? Oh, that one there. That one is called, and I'll even give you the website. Let's have a look. It was free, incidentally. It's called Bar Size Counter, and that, let's pull it out of the way, is the website where you get it. So it's called Bar Size Counter. So it's www.ticktech.com. ticktech.com, and it was free. Just downloaded it and then loaded it into NinjaTrader. But I like it actually. You know, I mean, you've got that one that tells you what the previous one is, but sometimes if I'm making a decision, it's nice to have it right by my side, exactly right to the side of the bar, telling me exactly what I. So it's ticktech.com. Okay, 2 pushes up. Let's have a look. Thank you so much. No worries, mate. It's free, so that's nice. Okay, so here's our push up. Let's have a look. So it's 2 pushes up. So if this sits bearish, if it gets to 3885 here, if it's bearish, I'm going to take a short because we've had 2 pushes up. That's not bearish enough for me, although it has held. It may come down, but something about it I don't like. Let's see if this pushes higher and then engulfs this bar as a bearish one, in which case then I'll take it. So that's 2 pushes up, that is. Okay, that's what I was hoping for. Let's have a look. Ball sacks. I missed this. I'm still going to get it because I think it's good. Bit frustrating that I took it down here, but nonetheless, and I'm going to take that down there. Bigger risk than I wanted, that is. 79. It's 5 and a something bar. But I love the candle. That's exactly where I like to take it. And in fact, I think it's that good that I'm going to double up on that. No. This might be our lower high, so let's have a look at that. Do I, don't I? No, I'm going to leave it. I wanted to try and get it around here, but no, I'll leave it. I do love the candle, I gotta say, but I'm just going to play it safe. If we get a lower high, then I may take it, we'll see. But I don't think bars look any better than that, and I'll be absolutely stunned and shocked. Give that an extra tick if I get stopped out here. if this ends up coming down here a lower high, I'm going to take this one as well. Let's take that as an engulfing bar. Let's see if we get it. I'm going to leave that one. It's going a little bit sideways. I still think the trade's good. Let's have a look. No, it is a lower high, isn't it? I'm hoping there may be some longs in there, so if we can push below this, then I think we'll get a decent push down. But I'm going to keep my stop nice and close to it. I think we're going to get a decent push down now. Okay. In my opinion, they don't look any better than that. And if we can push below here, I'm pretty sure there'll be some longs in there pushing up. So if we can push below there, I think then we should get our decent push down then. So let's get ready to keep this nice and tight. Okay, there's our push down. Now there'll be some more in there as well. So when we come below here, let's bring that down to there. There'll be some more there as well. Okay, we've broken that low there, so I just gotta, I don't know, we may get another bit of a pullback. I think, to be fair, those trades just do not fail. We'd had this big push down, two clear pushes up. If that one was bearish on some people's, on some guys' charts, they may have took that one, but I've took those so many times. If that's bearish, and what happens, it triggers ticks below. With that one, for me, that's the money shot. They just do not fail those. I could have held that a bit more, but I don't like. Do you know what it is at the moment? I had that one that rattled me yesterday. It rattled me a bit. Nice, lads. Thank you, mate. Could have held that for more. Maybe. You got 5 points, Nicholas. Good on you, mate. Anybody else take that one? Yeah, I got back in it again because I thought that same again. Hugging it, they don't get better than that. So that was worth a second trade for me. So those trades like that, two clear pushes up. That one close. That one nice and tight on the underside. Pushes above. Beautiful bearish bar. They just do not look any better than that. Those just work 95, 98% of the time. And then when I saw that one there, I thought I got to go short. So happy days. So yeah, signal bar's fantastic. It's just brilliant. You'll see that on Mac's chart later, and you'll see it on Marco's chart later. 100%. We've broken this low, see. So I like to just break the low and then get out when I can. So where did I get out there? I got out here. So I got out there and it went down to there, didn't I? So it was another 1.5. So I can live with that for a guaranteed. You know, I'm up nearly $1,000 there. That was on that trade. $967 after fees. Tell a lie. I already had 100, so it's about $850 trade, something like that. So that's why I went in. I knew how confident I was that one was going to get here. That's why I went in with that one. I'd have preferred that to be a tiny touch bearish, but it's just the way they finish like that. They just do not fail. So that's a good start. And that one there. Okay, so this is a second entry short, so that is a possible trade as well, depending on how it finishes. Only see on other charts if they are getting out the same data feed. Yeah, your signal bar was horrible. Oh, was it really? Yeah, to be fair, they just don't look better than that. They don't get better than that. That's exactly, I've mentioned that many times, that's exactly where I like to take him, pushing right up through, pushing down lovely in the top part of the main body, hugging the underside of that. It's likely going to come down some more, I think. We've pushed up and we've stopped here twice, but there's no setup there. I'm expecting it to come down here. I'm still thinking this, let's have a look. Wasn't even a second entry short on my chart, was it not? Yeah, see, that is a push up. That's a clear break. I like two legs up. I don't like it when it just goes up and then goes bearish. I always leave them. I like it to try again. And there was a few traders, if you remember, a week ago that got caught out on a trade like that. Bearing in mind the candle was a bit bearish, but after we've had this, we had exactly the same thing. We had a short-term trend and a break in this one, and it was just something about it wasn't quite right. But this one, the way it engulfed that one, finished on its lows. Just they don't fail those. Finally got a setup now. Quick scalp. Good on you, what? You got something here, didn't you? I think I just don't like the way it was half and half, but I was convinced it was coming down anyway. But that was a second entry short. Yeah, I'm still thinking now. See. If we can break lower in here, I'll get rid of this this range chart, because in my opinion it's not valid anymore. As long as we can push below here, there may even be some longs in there. A little bit of a push. Yeah, not as much. I thought there may be some longs thinking range. So let's get rid of that range. What's going on now, I would say, is this is our next target down. Whether we'll make it in one go or we'll have a bit of a correction like this, I don't know yet, but I'll say so. I would say maybe we might have something like that now. Let's have a look. I think that may be yeah, this is where we're coming to, so I'm thinking somewhere along the lines of that. Whether we'll do it in another one big go or not, I don't know. So I'm quite happy with where I come out. Let's have a look here. Yeah, we did pull back. Now my arse would have been shaking like a good one. Although I do believe we're coming down, but I was happy. I just got near on $1,000, so that's good enough for me. I'm happy with that. I'd rather guarantee that, because bearing in mind I'm only an intermediate trader. I've got a long way to go. So I'd rather guarantee myself a nice profit and come out happy than take a risk that we may have a bit of a, we could have some form of a, something like this before we push lower, and it's going to make me nervous getting back up here. So I'm happy with what happened there. So it's hugging the midline of the downtrend. Downtrend. Where's the midline of the downtrend? Excuse me. I haven't got any midlines in my trends on. Why not? Why haven't I got a midline of that? That's unusual. You had a perfect bar and a second entry short after your first two marked. That would be this one, wouldn't it? Yeah. Yeah, so we've broken, haven't we? We've had some broken 1, 2, 3 good pushes down. See what happens here. took that one as well. Yeah, there was definitely some. What the hell? Oh. Anybody else get something out of that? I had good luck looking bar too, but you have to be careful of those second entry shorts after you, mate. Yeah, you do, mate. JJ Productions, do you run different settings than everyone else? I know tick charts can be different. No, mate, mine, if you're lucky, it'll be exactly the same as yours. It's the ES. We've rolled over Thur to 23 and it's a 2000 tick chart. This question has been asked many times, that they do look different, and they do, mate, but don't worry about it. Just trade yours as you see it, because you'll have some good looking trades that I won't, and I believe it's all down to the time it takes the servers to distribute out, obviously, the network of traders out there, and I'm assuming it makes a difference about your internet speed and probably a bunch of other things that are above my pay grade. So don't worry too much about it. Just trade your chart as you see it, bud. Let's have a look. So, where are we now? Looking. Took 2 1-point shorts from the EMA. Good on you, mate. Nice to see we got a decent trade after all. Just goes to show a little bit of rocky yesterday, and we get a nice. We've only been in the game about an hour this morning. We've all got some money out of it, so that's good news. Not saying they can't work. We're just looking for the high probability. Yeah. Say, from what I gather, some of these high probability trades can work 95, 98% of the time. Which is in trading, it's a really high amount. So when you have the patience and the eye to be able to nail them down, you're going to make money, aren't you? So I was just wondering how you felt when comparing your chart to Max at the end of the day. Well, sometimes it's different, but what I'll say is, see this, take this bar, yeah, that's a bearish bar, okay? Yeah. Now take, let's have a look. Now take, let's have a look, let's find an obvious one. Now take this bar, yeah, that's a bearish one. They both mean the same thing, incredibly bearish, but it's just the way it's just finished looking different. So sometimes that can make you look like it's different when it's what it's really doing is still telling the same bit of information. So just trade them as you see them, bud, and you won't go far wrong. Mac's been teaching people for 13 years, so this, but I understand your concern. I had it as well because I thought, well, if it's different, so it is hard. When you're watching other people, if you're trying to copy their trades or something, it doesn't always work that way. I'd never advise you to do that anyway. I would say just watch someone else just to get confirmation that if you've not been doing it long, that how I draw my charts, that compare them to yours, and 2 heads are better than one, and that's why I think it's useful to watch other people trade. Can you explain a failed second entry long and a short, and how you perceive it been learning? What I will say, mate, is are you a member of Mac's group, are you? Because Mac explains them better than me. Let me have a look. Well, I can tell you. Can you explain failed second entry long? Okay. Failed second entry long, so we need a bit of an uptrend for that, which we haven't really had so much. It just means if, for instance, I'll do it the other way around. So let's say, sorry, failed second entry long. Okay, so we've had a break, we've had this new high. Okay, we've tried to go higher once more, and we've tried to go higher again. Now, usually on the second push up, if it breaks below, That's called a failed second entry long, but you wouldn't take that trade because it's just too far from there. I probably don't explain it the best, really, to be fair, but it's basically when we have a new high, we try to go once, we try to go high once, we try to go higher again. If it breaks below that, it's a failure, and then we expect it. Who's Mac? Okay. What you want to do is go on and search priceactiontradingsystem.com. Now, I'd 100% advise you to take his course. It's $120 for a year, so it's cheap as chips. It's called Price Action. Just Google priceactiontradingsystem.com. It's 120 quid for a year. It's so cheap. You won't find a course that cheap, I guarantee you. And he's got dozens and dozens of videos, which I'm not very good at explaining stuff, to be honest with you. But yeah, priceactiontradingsystem.com. Mac's the guy that runs it, and he also puts a video on YouTube 4 days a week, and he's been doing that for 13 years now, so he's a very experienced trader, and I would 100%, you've got to join his course. 120 quid a year, and that's where I learnt most of my stuff. And then practice, and then put your copies of your chart on the Facebook group at the end of the day and ask for some feedback. And that's how you'll slowly learn, mate, alright? That's his site. Yeah, it's his site, Mac. So priceactiontradingsystem.com. You won't regret it. If this is what you want to learn, you've got to do that. I mean, it's proper value for money. Okay. You found it. Good on you, mate. Yeah, $120, mate. That's peanuts, that is. It really is. Join it up. You won't regret it. He's got hundreds of videos on there, dozens of them, and there's all sorts of these types of tools on there, and this news information here, news feed. You won't regret it. Okay. There is a push-up and a break and a new high here, but there's just something about that I don't like. Let's have a look. Okay, that's something like that, I would say. Push-up, break, new high. Yeah, it's a bit congested, that is. Dreams Trades. You're a new guy, mate, aren't you? Where are you from, bud? Have any of you looked into price action lectures from Top Pick Trading? That's to do with Marco, isn't it, I think? I watch his videos, and I watch their videos on YouTube. I didn't do any sort of lectures. But I will say I know Marco. I've spoken to Marco many times over the last 18 months, and he's helped me plenty of times. He's a great trader, there's no two doubts. So if he is doing any lectures, anything like that, I would absolutely think they're of value. What's your light bulb moment that helped you being profitable? Honestly, swear to God, streaming live. Now, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not profitable yet. I haven't made a single penny yet. This is a PA account, which is a performance account. So I passed an evaluation about 4 days ago, and this is day 4 for me. So I haven't made any profit yet. I've had it hard and difficult, like a lot of people, and I've been struggling with the psychological side. The skill side, I think I know enough to be able to make money. But it's the psychological side I've found difficult, as do most. Dreamer, you remember, are you, Luca? Oh, I'll look into that. Dreamer Trades. Are you from the States in Georgia? Ah, welcome, mate. Nice to have you. All we are is a bunch of like-minded people who've got the same interest, just helping each other out. But yeah, Ken, light bulb moment was trading when you got people watching you. You imagine doing your job in your day, whatever you do, and all of a sudden you have 3 or 4 bosses looking over your shoulder watching you. It's going to make you pull your finger out your arse, isn't it? Thank you, Torma. So yeah, if you are struggling with that, I advise you to do what I'm doing and live stream. You know, I'll be happy with half a dozen people sat watching me. But it does make you take your time, and it takes your mind away from being, you know, when you're quiet and you're stuck in your own little mind. Sometimes, you know, you can get those little thoughts in the back of your head. But, you know, when you're discussing trades and discussing, you know, channels and that, it takes your mind off that a little bit. And that's what's helped me. So if you are struggling, I'd say have a go at streaming. You know, whenever you get the chance, have a chat with other people. And hopefully it'll help you like it's helping me. At the moment I find TPT too theoretical. Yeah, so you're Italian, Luca, aren't you? Italians aren't known for being clever. They're not known for their brains, really. That's down to us Brits, unfortunately. Some of us some of us are just gifted, Luca. I'll never turn down an opportunity to wind someone up, so there you go. In fact, that would make sense. That would make sense, Luca. He comes over as that type, but if you listen to Marco when he does his bar by bars on Friday, he's very robotic, and I really like that because it's sort of it looks like it almost looks like he's trading without emotion. It sounds like he's trading without emotion. If you can do that, man, that's a gold mine. That's a gold mine. I have the manual. Was just curious. Thanks, guys. Yeah. But you know, anywhere I get value from, anywhere, you know, I'm always looking. I'm always searching for people that know more than me. That, you know. But a trader told me, a 35-year-old currency trader veteran who worked in the London Stock Exchange for many years, told me, surround yourself by people you want to be like. And that's what I try to do. And sooner or later, things rub off on you. I think Luca's ignoring me now. Sorry, Luca, if I've upset you, mate. I'll never turn down an opportunity to wind somebody up. I don't take much in life serious. There's enough serious people out there. Most of my life's a joke. I'm a joker and a winder-upper, and life's too serious otherwise. Okay, so we've had this big push down, haven't we? We've had a break, couple of breaks, bunch of pushes down, new low, couple of pushes up. It looks like a measured move, a little bit congested there. I'd say that's a measured mood or close to it. Yep, that's good to me. Okay, yeah, right, I like that. But it's a bit congested. I'd say it's quite likely we're coming down. I still am looking at this measured leg, so I think it's likely, but it's just too risky to take a trade at the moment. This is my target down here. Sorry, I didn't understand. Oh, I was just messing around, mate. I was just saying Italians aren't known for being brainy, clever. Sorry, mate. It was a joke. Bad one, I think. When you said theoretical, involving quite a bit of theory. Can you say that again? When you say theoretical, more the theory side of trading. And I was making a joke that Italian people weren't very theoretical. It was a bad joke. It was a bad joke. It was a bad joke. Forget I said it. Sorry, mate. I forgot there's still a bit of a language barrier. Yeah, it means he's making fun. Yeah, I'm just making a bit of fun, mate. That's all. My apologies. Yeah, just a joke. You'll get to know me. I don't take much serious. Okay, so this, if it finishes bearish, could be a lower high. I am still expecting it to come down here. We've had this channel. We've pushed up and broken it. We've had a new high. So I'm thinking short still at the moment. Let's see if this bar engulfs this one. If it does, I'm going to take a short there. No, let's get rid of that. You're not offended. I was just, no, but it wasn't nothing personal, mate. You know, anywhere I see an opportunity to wind someone up and make their life miserable. Nah, I was just messing around, mate. That's all. Just took my 2 points bounce off the bottom of the range. So you came off here, did you, bud? I'd say you possibly did. So we're getting this little bit of a resistance up here, aren't we? I'm still thinking down. This is probably a bit of a correction. Yeah, I'm thinking down at the moment. We've had a new high, so we've had a push up, we've had a break, 2 legs up to a new high. Trying to go once. We're pushing down. If we can push down here and break above with a bearish bar, then I'm going to go short there down to the bottoms and possibly longer if it'll allow me. I'm definitely thinking down here, but it doesn't look like it's going to give us a setup, I don't think. All that is possible, and quite likely, I think. So, possible. Failed second entry long, new high, try to go 120. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If it broke above there to give us a failure and down, I mean, that's looking pretty bearish, but I'm just a bit nervous at the moment because it hasn't ticked above there, although it is probably going to come down. I should make an intensive English take it. Well, to be fair, mate, what you're writing all makes perfect sense to me. So I think you're. I think it's quite likely, quite right to say your English is probably better than mine, to be honest with you. But no, you're doing all right, bud. You're doing fine. That was just a very poor attempt at wit on my behalf. So I think it's me that needs to make more of an effort, mate, not you. Need more PA before completely ruling out a range day. You think so? You still thinking a range, are you, bro? Let's have a look. Range, yeah. I can't think range at the moment. Let's have a look. Let's get this up here. Yeah, I'm just... See, we had this low here. Now we've had a new low. Even if we go up to, say, there... It's possible we've had a breakout, but I don't think so, mate. I genuinely think we're coming down. And this is my target. We've had this big push down correction, and this is sharp push down. So we've had a couple of breaks and a couple of legs up, and then something not as steep, a little bit of a correction, and I'm thinking down. So I'm just going to get rid of this for now, but I will put it back if the need arises. But for me, I'm 100% bearish at the moment. And I think if we can get below maybe this bar here, then I think we'll go down a little bit quicker. So if we can break below here, there's a little bit of pushed up, a little bit of support there. If we can break below this support, then we're coming down, in my opinion. Not saying we can't just come down. Oh, excuse me. But just one of those times there are conflicting patterns. Absolutely. It's not black and white trading, is it? It is confusing at times. Excuse me just for a second. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. Okay. Quick cup of tea. Okay. I thought it was possibly it was ranging a little bit there. Let's have a look. It might be any lower or not. Possibly. Let's do like that. Like that. Two more points, high or low, coming back from the range after two measured legs. High or low, which one did you take? That one? Was it that one? That's the high. High or low, well it is on my chart anyway. That one there. Jacko, discipline is a huge part of not allowing emotions. It's just like, it's just as big for some folk. Oh, absolutely, mate, absolutely. I found it really hard, emotions, I've got to say. But it's something everyone has to go through. I mean, if you ever watch or read any of Mark Douglas's material, he used to go round to some of these big hedge funds and help their traders with psychology. And a lot of the big hedge funds do have psychology. So you're thinking about a lot of these, big banks, hedge funds and all that. They take on these young traders and teach them a trade. These young guys, maybe fresh out of university, teach them a trade. They're just the same as me and you. They're just guys. They're, just because they've been to university, they might have a background in, university degree in finance or banking or whatever. It's completely separate from the psychological side. They're going to suffer exactly the same as the likes of me and you. So they quite often have people going around helping them with the psychology, exactly the same as what we do. Once I can battle to the death over a downtrend versus Rachel Day. Let's see. So what we'll do? So should we have a little side bet here? I'm going to bet you. I'll bet you $5 million. We're going to get down to here. So you go on then, you give me somewhere up here where I can draw you a line, okay? There's $5 million on this, okay? So this is serious. So you give me a line up here. We'll see who prevails. Yeah, you've gone quiet now, you're thinking twice, aren't you? You haven't got a 5 million to lose, have you? You and me both, mate. I vote measured move down from where? From the original one. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. $5 million in money. Well, give me a mark then. You tell me where you think this is going to go. Give me a mark up here, and I'll put yours up. You know where mine is. Give me yours and we'll see which hits first. Mine's 3850. Put yours. Yeah. Cat's working. I vote measured moved out. I'll just after short pullback. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. I've tried to get into this mind frame of just sticking to it, either up or down or ranging until something tells me otherwise. So I think at least back to 3884 midline the range. I haven't got a midline here for some reason. I usually do. So let's have a look. 3884 38. Hold on a minute. You've only got to go that much. I've got to go all the way down here. 3884. which is about there, isn't it? Okay. Oh no, that's not too bad. Oh yeah, yeah. You're closer than me, so. Yeah, I don't think it's going to get there anyway. Let's. Good day for a poll. Nicholas, reversal and strong uptrend for me then. Okay, so you're on Brant's side. Okay. Okay, I'm thinking down very shortly. I am. Okay, that is a lower high. Don't like the fact that it's at the midline, so I won't take that, although it's nice and bearish. And I think that may be the catalyst to go lower. Push down, that may take us out the bottom of the range. I think if we can break this line here, then I think then we're going to move down a bit more. Your first trade was perfect rejection off my range midline. Up here it was actually. God, I'll tell you what, if we could see trades like that, that to me is as perfect as it looks. They just don't look any better than that. The way it's engulfing, then it's gone up, come down, close there, gone up even higher, come down, bearish, finish on its low. They just don't look any better than that. I got to go them. Oh, right, okay. So you can't bear to watch now. I'll hunt you down later. I'll find you on Facebook. I'll rub your nose in it, don't worry. When we come down here. So don't go far. But yeah, we've had a break of this. 2 lovely legs up, and that is just, that's beautiful. I could have held on down here, but I don't know. I like to. Once I get my total up around, you know, maybe over 5,000 or 7,000, then I may sit in something like this a little bit longer and maybe take a bit more. Or I might separate my trades a bit, maybe do a couple of trades, swing trade a couple of trades, maybe down to here, and then leave another runner to try and pick up some more points. But so we'll see. If you can print a trade, mate, if that looks the same as it does on your chart as mine, that is as good as it looks, mate. That is as good as it looks. Trades like that just do not fail. You hunt down as many charts as you can see. When you see trades like that, they just do not fail. Which is why when we had a higher low, this is a higher low. I didn't like the fact that it didn't finish down here. But because that was that good, and I believed it was that push down that was going to take us to the bottom, which is why I decided to take another trade. And then I took it out around about halfway around about this bar, I think, which I was happy with because it did push back up here. And my nerves would have been shot if I'd have waited. Almost like that's good enough, mate, yeah. Have a look later. Look on Marco's chart and look on Marco's bar by bar, hopefully. His will look like that, and you'll see him take that trade 100%. May even that one, I don't know, we'll see. Sideways movement, yeah. If we get below here, then I think we're off to the low side then. Whether this is it or not, I don't know. I think this is the key here. Whether we end up bullish and some people push it higher, or whether this drops out the bottom. Okay, we've broken this now, so I think now down we come now. So this is our next low here. There's no other resistance there apart from this, so I think our next target then is here. I think it's possible we'll do something like that, maybe. We'll have to see. Or it is possible it could end up really bearish and it may come back in. I think it'll come back in. If it does come back in, it won't go far before it comes back down, but I do expect a pullback of some sort from that. But this is probably likely going to be a range. Let's have a look. Okay, touches, yeah. So once we break below here, there's nothing stopping it then. So let's pop that there. And if I look on the 10,000 tick chart, that's giving me confirmation that I wanted to know. We've had a big push down, it'll break new low. Tried a few times to get higher, failed. And I think the downside is where we're going to go now. There may be some longs in there, because we are very low at the moment, and if there is some longs in there and we can break that level, then I think that will push us further down. But I do expect a bit of a pullback, and that is my rough guess at what it may look like. Let's have 1-to-1 today, counter trend trading again, trying to pick bottoms. Yeah, do you know what? I did pick a bottom earlier, I've got to say. And when I picked it, I thought, what are you doing? How many times have you said don't pick bottoms? So it just, I really try not to do them now. And I'd say really, unless there's a good reason, they can be risky. Counter trend trading again. Trying to pick a bottom, yeah. Oh, 2,300 profit on that short. Fantastic. I don't bloody blame you, mate. Well done. Good on you. That's nice. Wow, what a nice ending to the day, or a nice ending to the week. Yeah, if I was you, mate, I'd get yourself down the pub now. Go and have a nice drink. You've earned it. I love hearing about people doing well, I do. A lot of people get offended by it, but I just don't quite get that. If other people are doing well, it just tells me that there are people out there earning money, and that gives me even more faith. Okay, here's our little pullback. I think that's too steep down there for a pullback into this range, so I expect this to fail. And there's my look at it go. Okay, so there is a possibility that this could be a range. Let's have a look. Okay. If that reaches there, Brant's going to rub my nose in it later. I wasn't expecting that. So it looks like we're in a bigger range here now. It certainly is. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Wow. I hope Brant's gone actually. Because he's going to give me some a bit of a ribbon, I think. If he has gone, let's nobody just tell him, okay? Otherwise, I'm going to rub my nose in it. Don't you dare! Don't you dare! That is a big push-up. That was. What insane! Absolutely right, mate. Had my profit at 3866. I was lucky. I see. Yeah, you bloody well were, weren't you? That's the trouble. Once it starts coming back, I mean, look at that. It's literally gone from the bottom to the top in 3 bars. Good grief, mate! You could have turned away, couldn't you? Had a drink of your tea and come back. You could have been stopped out. That is a big move, isn't it? I wonder what's caused that. Perhaps because we had this big bullish bar right off the low. Just thinking, did that that didn't break it, did it? I think there's let's have a look. What have I just done? I don't know. Let's get rid of this for a minute. Remove. Oh no, it hasn't. I thought it hasn't broken the low, has it? Wow. Well, perhaps Brant's right. Your profit was 38.66, so you're around about 38.66. Yeah. Yeah, you did well there, mate. Yeah, you were riding it down to here, weren't you? Nice that was. Nice move. What's going to happen now? Okay, so we've broken above here, haven't we? I'm still thinking bearish. This could be a lower high, but I don't like the way that's strongly pushed up there. It's making me a bit nervous going short here, even if it does turn out a lower high. I think it's quite likely to. What's the risk on that? 8.86. Yeah. No, I missed it. Stop. Oh, shit, stop. Get back up. Let's see if there's a bit of a pullback. I might have been saved here. Oh, might have been saved there. Let's have a look. I'll be surprised if that does take that out. That's a second entry long, isn't it there? Let's see if it ticks above. I think my slow hand might have just pulled me out the shit. Well, you say that. Let's have a look. Where's the trend? There. I can hear my dog howling in the background. Okay. Yeah, I don't like what this is doing here. I thought that was quite a valid trade, actually. The only thing that made me nervous is the EMA's pointing upwards, and there's not a lot of room, and I don't like the way we've had that strong push. I mean, it could be a strong push up, you know, failed breakout, and then coming down, but it may be strong push up, a little bit of a pullback, and then see, we don't always make a new high. It depends how strong the trend is, so we don't always make a new high. Now that may have been close enough, so if you look at that there, it touches here, touches there, it has technically had a bit of a break and pushed high, so that may be called the new high. I'm not saying it is. You're looking to catch a short between 3882, 55, 385, 382. Yeah, I just can't see it going any higher than that, but I might be wrong. Let's have a look. Okay, so that trade there has triggered. So I think that is a good place to take a short. It's broken below there. I'll be surprised if that doesn't come down. I'll be shocked if it doesn't come down. Just going to put it one tick above there. See, we've pushed up, try to go high once, try to go twice, big bearish bar. I was thinking there may be some longs in there, so if we can get below there, I thought that might just tank down. Where do we think this is going to go? Down here somewhere? Okay, I'm just getting a bit nervous here. I may try and look for an exit. I'm going to try and look for an exit here. I don't like the way they're going sideways. Okay. Thur will come down now. There's something about it I don't like. Seems like it's working anyway, but I don't like the way that the EMA went flat and it's stuck around that. Oh, look at that. Sounds lower, isn't it? Okay, I'm looking to catch a short between. Okay, so where did I get in? Where did I get out here? So what could I have had? Look at that, typical. I should have had the nerve to hold on. Oh, look at that. Oh well, okay. You live and learn. Just don't like the way it went like that then. Once I get my my balance above $5,000, then I'll have a bit more confidence of sitting a trade a bit longer. It's just when we had that failure, we had that lower high, we had the failure. I just don't like the way it's stuck sideways like that. I wouldn't be shocked if it did push up again and make another high, just the way it was holding around the EMA went flat. And sometimes, I mean, what did I get out for? I don't know, $20, $30 or something like that. I think I'd rather guarantee to get out for $20, $30 than something go wrong. It's just, I'm not a fan of going short into an up when the EMA is moving up. And then when it went flat, something just didn't feel right. And I tend to follow my instincts, and they haven't done me. They've not done me much wrong, to be fair. So you are talented. You are a talented in reading. Thank you, mate. That's kind of you to say. I think what I lack at the moment is confidence. I think. I mean, if I look at the trade, you know, it's a lower high followed by failure. Both ended up. I just don't like going into. I like to take my shorts below the EMA. And just the fact that we came down, we went up, we came down, and we finished at a doji like that, that's just the bit that made me nervous. I wouldn't be shocked then if we did push up and attempt to make another high, and then I ended up losing. So what I don't like doing is losing when I'm up a decent amount. It was the right decision at the moment, yeah. So yeah, I just don't know. It made me nervous how we had that really big, strong push up, and Brant's got inside me head, saying you were coming up to you. Okay, this might be the bit then that pushes down, and it probably will be. But if I look at that, that's a first entry, second entry. This is a third entry, so it's not really a setup. I don't think, is it? I do like those trades. EMA's pointing down that engulf that, but I think by the books it's not a setup, although that's where I do like going, but it's a fair chunky old candle. I think that after the start of a trade you need to let it be and be confident with your trading. You are cashing good entries. Yeah, thank you, mate. Thanks. It's just that I think it's this, because I'm just starting to get over that psychological side. It just keeps rearing its, and when you have a nice start, like a $800-900 start, I tend to try and be a little bit more strict. And just where it started going sideways, you know, when you get that feeling, and I just thought, I'd rather come out of it with $20 than something go wrong and I end up losing some of my profits for the day. But I think it's safe to say we're quite likely going to come back down here now. But as I say, at the moment, because I've only got a $2,500 drawdown, I haven't got a lot of room for error, and I'm aware of that. So it's making me be a little bit more over cautious, which is probably more cautious than I had to be. But once I get that total from $2,500 up to over $5,000, I'll have a little bit more breathing space then, and then I can, you know. I can maybe sit around a little bit longer and let the trade run a little bit, but you know, it is what it is, I suppose, isn't it? Oh. So, what did I take there? Was it that one? I can't remember now. Yeah, it was that one. So it was here. Let me have a look at that. Where was my entry? What was it? I can't remember. Was it this? I'm sure it was this bar I went. I can't remember. I'll have to look back on that. Let's pop it here for now. Was it that one lower high? think it was a lower high, I can't remember. Maybe there for now. I mean, that is fading the breakout, isn't it? I just don't like how strong that was. If that had sort of teetered up a bit like this, I'm a little bit more confident about taking that. But I think there's a reasonable chance we're going to come down there. But it is stalled here, and it's stalled here. So you know, I was expecting it to be down quite strong, especially after that big push up. Usually, when you get a big strong push up like that, you just get the same again. See, here we had that big strong push down, didn't we? Followed by a big strong push up and a break out of the range. I thought we were going to get strong pushing down, and when it went sideways, my bum was touching around in this seat. Let's have a look at the overall day. Let's bring that down there. Okay, so yeah, we've had that big strong push down, followed by the correction slightly upwards. Another relatively big strong down, not quite as steep, followed by another correction. And I'm thinking down here, next maybe even drop right out of there. But yeah, I've got to just stick to what I feel is the right thing to do at the moment, and I'm thinking bearish. Everything's told me bearish, and from big push down, yeah, bearish until something tells me otherwise. See, I went short here. If I'd have taken it down to here, below here, thinking it was at the bottom, when it pulled back up, my arse would be twitching. When it came back down, I'd probably get out here somewhere. But if I did hold on, I would be quite nervous about now. And I think that is probably, that is where my stop would have been. See what I mean about this big push up? Something, I just don't like how strong it is. I mean, it literally nearly at the top in 3 bars. Where did I get out? Around here somewhere, was it? Somewhere around here. You may not get a measured laggy. Yeah, you might be right, mate. 3884.5, 3884.5. That's Brant's line. You're not with Brant, are you? You're Team Brant today. Yeah, we may have another push up here. He may have that right. We're making higher lows in the range. Yeah. Overall target is down 38.50. Yeah, that's what I've put. Which is why I'm surprised we had that big strong push up. I'm just thinking whether it might be a snare. It's definitely the tops, isn't it? No, there's nothing else there. I thought that one would have come down here and out the bottom. Shake out the shorts. Certainly did that. Yeah, I'd say there maybe shorts here, maybe some shorts here. Trouble is, it doesn't usually spurt like that until it gets above them. But it sort of slowed down, didn't it? I just don't know why we had that such a strong push up. It's trying to go higher. It's trying to. This potential. Let's say second entry short, but I think it might have other plans in mind. Oh, some morning, mate. I wonder where you were, brother. You've been sat on a beach somewhere, have you? $1 here. And you're in Hawaii. Lucky devil. Just woke up. Of course, yeah. You're you're Hawaii, South Pacific, aren't you? So what are you? Maybe 10 hours behind us, something like that. What are you? I know the west coast of the States is 8 hours behind us, and you're a little bit further out, aren't you? So maybe you're 9 hours, or are you 8? I don't know. If you just woke up, it was half 4, or 3, or 2, or 4, half 11, half 12, half 11, half 10, half 9, half 8. Yeah, you may be between 8 and 10 hours behind us, I think. 3 degrees in Toronto. Wow, Toronto's warmer than the UK today. Mind you, we're supposed to warm up in a couple of days. I know, I think Monday or Tuesday we're supposed to have 14 degrees centigrade in the day, which is up another 13 degrees from where we are now. This is a second entry long, but it's a bit congested for me, and I don't like the way it's 3/4 of the way up this range. It doesn't look like it's going to finish nice anyway. 70 degrees Fahrenheit, that's pretty, I don't know what that is in centigrade, it's pretty warm, isn't it? Kind of chilly for us. You're rubbing my nose in it now, are you, mate? 70 degrees, that's pretty warm, isn't it? What is that, about 20, 25-ish, something like that? 20, 25? Market's definitely going a bit slower. Okay, yeah, we may have no, it's too hard to read at the moment. It's just definitely sideways, isn't it, with this little bit of flash in between. It almost looks like one of those heart readouts, doesn't it? Like that. That's when you know you're alive. Always wondering about the second entry long as well. That one there. Never really materialised, did it? Four degrees in Milan, is it really? Foggy. See, Milan's quite a bit south, isn't it, from here? You tend to think it's quite warm around there. You sure you're not lying to me, Luca, to make me feel a bit better? Accountability King, yeah, congested. It's spending quite a bit of the afternoon congested, isn't it? My apologies. Let's make this. Oh, come off it. What's going on there? What's going on there? What is going on here? Something's freaked out. I do not know why that's done that. Let's have a look. Okay, sorry about that. You make me laugh, Luca. No lies. Okay, we've had a reasonable push down now, so perhaps that might be the catalyst. We need to push it lower. So really, in a way, I'm quite glad I came out here. It'd been nice to catch it, but just that coming back, that would have, I think by the time, I'd have had heart failure by the time we got to about here. And the more I look at those trades, I mean, you are fading the breakout, aren't you? But I just don't like the fact that we're above the EMA to go short. I'm not a fan of shorting above the EMA, but I noticed somebody asked Mac the question a week ago about taking longs, you know, below the EMA and shorts above it. And he said as long as it's a good setup, it's okay to do it. But this just didn't push down as strongly as I was expecting, and I was expecting maybe this pullback and then to carry on, but it had market had other ideas which I didn't like. So very clear morning in New Zealand here. Going to be very hot today. Hiya, Emily. You were our first person from New Zealand. Got my niece is in New Zealand at the moment. Somewhere, I'm not too sure. Supposed to be one of the most beautiful places to live in the world. Highly sought after places. I know a lot of people talk about moving to New Zealand, so welcome. Emily. Love the name Emily. It's my daughter's name, Emily. We had arguments. I wanted to call my daughter, what was it? I wanted to call her, I can't remember now. I think it was Evie I wanted to call her. My wife wanted to call her Emily. She said if she ever had a daughter, she wanted to call her Emily. So we did a deal where I got a new camera and she got the name Emily, and I'm quite glad she did. So you are, where are you? You're ahead of us then, aren't you? You're probably, what, 9 hours, 10 hours ahead of us? Are you? So if it's what, 4:45 here, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, Is it early hours of the morning for you, is it? I do like my cricket. And if I remember rightly, the last test match we had with New Zealand, I think we won, didn't we? I think. I know you guys are passionate about your cricket. Yeah, that's what I thought early morning. You are up early. Have you had your coffee yet? Make sure you've got your coffee. I can't trade without a coffee. I need a coffee in the morning. I do. My eyes don't function properly. We all love cricket. Accountability king. Remind me, where are you from, bud? Where are you from? Remind me. I know Americans don't really know what cricket is, I don't think. Some may do, but I saw it was an English cricketer, Andrew Flintoff, was on one of the chat shows, and I think it was, I can't remember, it was an American actress, and she had no idea what cricket was. None at all. So I don't think Americans play cricket, I don't think. India, okay, if you're Indian, then you love your cricket, yeah. I got a lot of respect for Indians. Lovely people, passionate about cricket. I've worked with a few Indians over the years, and they've all been great people. Always had a good fun with them. Always turn up with a load of food. Great people. Okay, there is a second entry long there, but I think that's risky because I believe we're coming down. So I think that's a risky trade personally. It's 2/3 of the way down, and I believe we're coming down. Cricket is an insect that makes weird noises. I can't argue with that, mate. It is. You're right. You're very right. I'm done for the day. This is what I was finally able to take one trade along with you. Past the second evaluation. Congratulations, mate. Congratulations. Now the real stress will start. Have a good weekend, and thanks to all in the chat. I think, yeah. You have a great weekend as well, bud. Congratulations. It's exciting, isn't it, when you pass? Just take things nice and steadily. Good luck to you, bud. Good luck to you. I'll be back here on Tuesday anyway. So have a great weekend. Good luck. Emily, 2 coffees already. I get up trade 3. Wow. Good on you. It's 9 a.m. in the UHS futures market. Thereabouts, yeah. Yeah, that's early, isn't it? That is early. 3 a.m. Crikey. See, I'm quite lucky in that sense. Market opens at 2:30 in the afternoon for me, so I can get my lie in. So, but I suppose at least you're at home, aren't you? You're at home. You're in the dry. You're in the warm. I gotta say, there's something nice about working from home, I think. But yeah, 3 a.m.'s early. But it's nice to see you. Nice to see. More people, the merrier. I always like to find out where people live. Nice to know different people from different countries. And we all have the same interest. So look at that. Okay, so that is quite possible. I still think we're coming down here now. Down to this target here. I'm quite glad we're safely away from Brandt's line. And it looks like I may win the $5 million if we come down here. We've broken this low now. So I think we may get a small pullback, but then I think our next target's down here. So let's see what happens. I love futures, so it's very easy for me. Absolutely love it. Yeah, I do as well. I started with currency, and the only downside to currency is you're constantly looking through different multiple currency pairs. So you've got lots more screens, you've got lots more windows open, and it's trying to identify trends, you know, from weak currencies. So I found it was a lot of faffing around, And when I saw somebody trade futures, it was trading one chart, one screen, one time frame. It was perfect for me. Something just clicked with me, and I thought that's what I want to do. I don't want multiple screens everywhere. I love the idea that you just trade one chart, because obviously then you get to know the chart, because some charts do operate differently. But I love the fact that trading the one chart and you just get to know it. So I agree with you. I love trading futures. Have you been trading long, Emily? Okay, so we have broken this low here, and looks like we may retesting it a touch there. Let's see what happens there. See if we push down, or we may make a small pullback. "4 years now, wow." So we'll be coming to you for advice. That's good to know. Don't go anywhere, will you? You're our new guru. It's been 2 years for me. I think there's some more experienced, some less experienced. So good for you. It certainly takes a lot of persistence, and if you stuck around for 4 years, good for you. You've definitely got what it takes. Okay, so I think if we can break below this bullish bar here, I think then it's downwards then. We've broke through, we've retested this line a couple of times. Let's see what happens. We may get a bit of a pullback, but after that I think this is a target. Oh, you've been doing it for 5 years. Wow. Sorry, Emily, your job has just gone. Oh, Sam's the man now. Perhaps you can do it together. Oh, 5 months. Good for you, mate. Good for you. Sorry, Emily. You've got your job back. I apologise. I am new also. My daily target is $100. Excellent. And I am 283 so far. Excellent. But learning and developing the market's brilliant. That's all we can do, isn't it? Moving forward, learning. Move a bit forward. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Excellent. I think trading is a great career. If you can make it work, it's a great career. I mean, you've got the ability. I mean, really, all you need is a computer and internet connection. So you've got the opportunities to travel. You can move to wherever you want, really. There's so many different avenues with trading. I love working from home. I love the fact that I can work from home. I only do it 3 days a week, stroke 4 days a week. But I just love the idea that if I wanted to move to somewhere else in the UK, I could. Or if I, had an interest in maybe moving abroad, I suppose you can go on more holidays. You can spend more time. I got a friend who trades, and he just takes his laptop with him, trades for an hour or 2 a day, and has a longer holiday. His wife sat at the pool catching the sun, and he'll go up to his room and trade for an hour or 2 a day. And what used to be 1 or 2 weeks holiday can turn into 3 or 4 weeks holiday. So it's got so many benefits. You don't have to worry about business running out. You don't have to worry about running out of materials or vehicles or insurances or tools or all the other things that come alongside with businesses. Is there a pullback to the EMA? Looks like it. I'd say that's probably it's gone up, isn't it? But it's pulled back down again. So I think It's losing momentum, isn't it? It's trying to push up, but it's fallen back down, so we'll see. I want to get in short. Yeah, I think shorts are the trade at the moment. What do you think? 3868.25. 3868.25 here. Yeah. See, also be aware that we have been ranging here. Now, we've popped out the top, and in a lot of cases we can do the opposite. So there is a possibility we could come here, or we could come higher. And it could, if you took a short, trigger you and come back up and stop you out. So you've got to be careful. We haven't properly broken out of this range now, so that's my opinion. But I think the market's got other ideas. It may not even get here, mate. If it can break below this bar here, I'd say if people are trading that as a range, there's a breakout. They're quite likely going to have long trades in there, which means their shorts, their shorts, long stops are going to be around about there. So I think if we can break below here, I think then we may get a push out the bottom of this channel. But guys, these are all just my opinions, so don't trade. Don't take a trade on something that I do or something. I don't want to be responsible for you losing your money. So these are just my opinions. So think carefully. Unless you're on, unless you're on a demo or something like that, it's not so much of a worry. But even on a demo, you still want to be trading like you're trading for real. Which is something I struggle with, actually. The frustrating thing is just by the nature that there's no risk, you don't tend to take things as serious, and it can give you a bit of an unrealistic view of trading. But if we can get below this bar, I think then we may have a bit of a drop out the bottom of this channel. Okay, we've I think that's ticked below there, so I was expecting a little bit of a drop after that. Obviously depends where they put their stops. Sometimes I put my stop a couple of ticks below bar, because in a lot of cases it'll trigger you, stop you out by one tick, and then go in the direction you wanted. So that has ticked below there, but maybe another tick might move a little bit quicker. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so there'll be some stops around here somewhere, so that's eaten some of those up, so I expect this to maybe come down here somewhere before we have a pullback. But that's definitely my target. Let's have a look. Possibility, not sure yet. Let's have a look. Okay, bit of a pullback. But I think it's definitely safe to say now we're moving down here. Let's have a look. Let's have a quick look at the overall. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Strong push down, not so strong. Range in a bit, push down, pull back. Yeah, I'm thinking down here. I'm still thinking from the overnight highs down to there. There's our first leg, and there's our second leg. We're slowly working our way down. So, trouble is, once I get that many drawings on here, it gets a bit confusing. So we can get rid of that now. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Okay, that's a bit better. So that's where we're ranging. That was a failed breakout. Okay, I lost my nerve a little bit there. Could have taken a bit longer, but it's by the by. We've had a push up there. Try I once push down below there. Okay. Yeah, I'm expecting down here. Down to 3852. Yeah, that's where I am down here. This may be the pullback. If that goes higher, that's a hidden second entry short. Push up. Bit of a red drop, another push up. If we can get up here, there may be a short there. But you've got to be careful because we've had a bit of an overshoot. Sometimes an overshoot can push it a little bit further this way. So if I look on the 10,000 tick chart, we've had this strong push away and that momentum is slowing down, isn't it? So I won't be surprised if we get a little push up before we move down to that target down here, or as close to it as we can. A little bit of congestion there. Okay, there's our first entry. If we can get a push up here, but you've got to be careful. That's make me worried because we've had a push out there. Sometimes where we can finish here looks like a bearish bar. We can trigger it and make another high and then come down with a big something like we did here. No, maybe not actually. Okay, so there's a second entry short. It's come up there, but you got to be wary of these. Let's get rid of that now. I like it to have a decent push up first. Depends where the body finishes. If the body finishes nice and tight, I'm going to get an order ready. Yeah, what I'm thinking it may do is push a bit higher up here and then maybe finish on engulfing. I don't know, I don't like that. If that can push above here and then finish nice and bearish, that trade would interest me. But I wouldn't be shocked if it pushed higher and come over here somewhere. So there is a failed second entry short there. If that triggers and ends up bearish, I'll take that. In fact, if it triggers, I may even put an order down here and take it on an engulfing. Let's see. It hasn't ticked above it. I think it's likely it is going to come down, but for me that's just a little bit risky. There's not much room to the lows, although I think we're coming down here and it hasn't triggered above here, so that's just, it's just a little bit risky. I wouldn't be shocked if that stopped that out. It's triggered below. It's just a bit risky for me, that is. Hopefully, if anybody is in that momentum, just a downward momentum might pull you out of it a bit, but it's just a bit risky, that. And it is a little congested. Yeah, it's a little congested. Okay, if that finishes bearish, I think it's likely we're coming down, but there's no real setup there. If I'd have pushed higher, that one finish at the same level as that. If that had been engulfing bar, then I may have been interested in it. It's just a bit risky for me. Yeah, it's just making me nervous the way it's just stalling. It's going sideways. I think that was risky. It's likely it's going to come down, but if you are in that trade, I've been worried. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's only come down half a point. It's quite likely it's going to stop above it. So if you did take that trade, be interesting to see where this finishes. If it stops above this but doesn't hit this, that's possible. Let's have a look. So that's the top, isn't it? So far we've matched it. Okay, it's above it. What's it done there? That's why sometimes I give it an extra tick. So let's see if that extra tick would have made a bit of a difference. So I will go there sometimes. So look. Now, if I'd have taken that one, or I got stuck in that one, I'd have probably moved my stop to here. And sometimes that extra tick or two makes a difference. And it's pulled me out of trouble once or twice, that has. Because if you look at that bar finishes at the same height as that bar. So I would naturally go to the next swing high, which would be here. I'm not saying it's going to work, but sometimes that's pulled me out of the trouble, that has. Yeah, so if you'd have taken that one and had it one tick above there, you'd have just got stopped out there. But if you'd have brought it up to this swing high, you might be back in the game. Okay, I think that's a good chance now that that's going to come down here. So if you did take that trade and you had the sense to pop it up to this swing high, you may be okay now. But it is going quite sideways, so let's have a look. It's probably finishing about there, isn't it? So we are at the bottom of it a little bit, so let's have a look. There's a mini two-tiered channel. You're about this one, are you? And then something like that. I think if we can break below this bar here, that will give us the catalyst to move down some more. Okay. really want to be picky, you get two to three trades a day max. Yeah, a lot of people mention Mac tends to talk about 2 to 3 trades. I think that's a good number. Plenty of reasons to SIP trade. You mean sim trade, do you? What do you mean? Sam, are you a new face? Or have you been here before? Let's have a look. Sam. I think you might be a new face. Have you been here before, Sam? Where are you from, buddy? What are your thoughts on Liz Truss and Rishi Sunak? Or Rusty Ballsack, as we call him over here. I actually kind of like Liz. I don't think she was given much of a chance, really. You were here on Tuesday. Yeah, I thought I might have seen you before. Yeah, yeah, I knew something rang a bell, of course. Yeah. Liz Truss. I don't know. What do you think, Sam? I don't think Liz Truss. She implemented some cuts, and the markets didn't like it and dropped. Now, as we know, markets will drop and they recover, but I don't really think she has enough of a chance, really, to give the markets time to recover and then, and then see how she did. But I think the thing about Rishi is he's an accountant, isn't he? He's an accountant. He's an accountant. Not accountant. He's an economist, isn't he? I can't remember, isn't he? What is he? Because he was the chancellor, wasn't he? So I think he'll do okay. I did like Liz. When I was watching her having the debates with Rishi was quite petty. She sort of held back and was quite grown up about it all and went along with it all. And I kind of liked her attitude to it. So it was a shame, actually. I thought she could have done okay, but obviously the markets reacted quickly. They didn't like it, and obviously the opposition just ripped into her. And I thought she thought the sensible thing was to leave, but it's unfortunate. It is a tough job being a politician, I don't doubt that, and I know a lot of people give them a lot of stick for it, but it's a job I wouldn't like to do. They obviously go into business, to do the best they can. You certainly don't want to be remembered, for doing a poor job. So people don't go into it to mess up. But it's just the nature of the job, isn't it? So it's a tough job. I wouldn't like to do it. But I think Rishi will do okay. Right, okay. Do you remember when I mentioned about this downtrend? When we get an overshoot, sometimes we get the opposite, the other side. So that's why you've got to be careful going short here. If you'd have gone short there, you'd have got 3 points out of that. But sometimes when you have a channel like this and you get an overshoot, you get the opposite, the other end. Just trying to find one today. I don't think we got an obvious one, have we? Not really. So yeah, and sometimes when we push up and we go sideways, we come out the opposite side, so it has like a mirror image. I'd still say we're coming down. I'm expecting down still. But it's at a small break out of this channel, and I'm expecting or looking for a lower high to take us then down further. So let's see how we go. That might be a... Do we go here or do we go here? Let's go here. Measured move. Let's have a look at that. Okay. See what happens. Hey Jimmy, how you doing, buddy? Jimmy, doing well, bud. Yeah, I took a couple of trades close together. Those two. That was an absolute beauty. That was second leg. engulf this. That to me is just, they just don't fail. And then when I saw that, I saw the lower high. Didn't quite finish as bearish as I wanted, but I just thought that one was going to take us down. So I thought that'll just complement that one. So I had a nice start. Living the dream. So there's a few of us here. So Sam, Suffolk, Jimmy, you Kent, I think, aren't you? Keithy, you're up in Aberdeen. So we're getting quite a few Brits. Quite a few Brits with us. So that's good. Okay. So let's get rid of that. Okay, so we've had this overshoot, a little bit of sideways drop. I'm expecting down here. That might. It's a riskier trade, but I think it's likely going to come down. But I'm looking for a lower high really. It's just a bit too risky for me. Oh. Yep, Kent. But I ain't a Brit. We know you're from Ireland originally. This isn't a kid. I feel your pain, brother. I got one as well. I got a missus and a 14-year-old daughter. I passed 4 accounts last week. Then I passed another 4 accounts today. Should I wait to catch up 4 accounts or get a performance account right away? Well, I'll tell you what. Wow, look at that. I was expecting a push down, not quite like that. So turns out that was quite a good trade. We had that overshoot, we had a breakout. I'm thinking low, but after we've had this strong push up, I wasn't convinced that may stop out. But look at that. That's about what, 8-point move, something like that. Look, 2 and so not as much as I thought. 5 points. Is that right? I suppose so. It was quite a big sharp move. Where were we? The pain is real. It certainly is, mate. My 14-year-old daughter's finally found her vocal cords, and they seem to be aimed in my direction quite a lot of the time. Jeffy. Sorry, mate. The performance going the right way. Do you know what? The trouble is, if you pass an evaluation, you have to sign up for the performance account within, I think, 24 or 48 hours. So I don't think you can pass an evaluation and then wait, because I think they offer you it, and I think you've got something like a couple of days to accept. So you'll have to check that, mate, but double check that. But we have had the news, didn't we? Early hours this morning, I had an email that they've now. I don't know whether they stopped the monthly performance fee, or they're offering you a one-time fee, which I believe, I've not looked into it properly yet, I believe is $140. I could have done with that 4 days ago when I signed up to mine, but it's a good option, that, especially if a lot of you guys have got. I mean, if some of you guys have got 10 accounts, you're paying $850 a month. Regardless of whether you're making any money. So I love the fact that you've got a one-time fee now, so you can take your time a bit then, can't you? You're not sort of, if you've got 10 accounts and you're paying $800 a month, you're going to want to be trying to get some money coming in quick, aren't you? So at least now you can take your time a little bit, and you don't feel that need to earn some money. 4 accounts 6 days, 4 accounts 2 days. Okay, I got you. So, okay, I got you. So you can theoretically now wait till after Christmas. Is that what I think? That's what you're saying, isn't it? Now I'd say this is obviously Friday today, so you've got another day at least, don't you? So you've got Monday. So you're going to be getting your live account Tuesday. I'd say the market's going to be feathering out. So it may be an option for you to wait till the new year. Because I think next week the market is maybe a bit I don't know for sure, but if I'm trying to remember what happened last Christmas, it gets a bit harder to trade because I think there's going to be some institutional guys finishing. I kind of like the look of this. There's going to be some institutional guys finishing maybe this weekend. So I don't know for sure, but it might be a better option to wait. What's the plan, Lance, for a withdrawal? Building a bit. Yes. What I think I'll do, because I want to try and earn something at it. So what I think I'll do is wait till I get to about $7,000, and then I'll probably take 2, which will still give me 5, which is a comfortable amount to carry on, I think. So that's what I'm thinking. But obviously it depends where I hit it. There's 2 payments in a month. So if I hit it at the end of the month, I've obviously got 10 more days to trade, haven't I? Or 10 days till we... So that's the thought anyway. So I ain't there yet. So we'll see. Theoretically, another $14 I can withdraw some, can't I? But I haven't hit the 10 days yet. But... that's the plan, I think, $7,000 and then take 2. It'd just be nice to sell in something. And not only that, if I can take $2,000 for the first month, I will then go down to working just Saturday, Sunday. So that will give me an extra 2 days to trade. And based on what I've been earning over the last 4 days, it would make sense to trade those days rather than the Friday and the Monday, rather than work them in my job. So that's the plan, I think, for now. Okay, so we've had this new high. This could be a lower high. If you could trade that on the engulfing. The trouble is, the EMA's a little bit flat. It's making me a bit nervous. I think that's still a good trade. Let's have a look. Am I going to take this or not? It's 12. If it ticks below, that's 13. One above it. There's something about it that's making me a bit nervous. Let's have a look. See, I'm still thinking down. I'm going to hold on here. There's something about it that's making me a bit nervous, and I don't know what it is. So I tend to listen to that in the voice. Yeah, it hasn't finished as good as I was thinking anyway. So, okay, that's all good. Yes, Tuesday if I want. Yeah, Tuesday, then trade 4 PAs. Yeah, if it was me, personally, I'd get up to your 6 days, even if you've passed, and I would wait until the new year, because you may only have a day or 2 to trade. Not only that, if you pay your performance fee, if you opt for the $85, you're going to lose 2 weeks of it over Christmas where you can't trade. But if you can pay a one-off fee, if you're going to do the one-off fee, then maybe trade, finish it, pay your one-off fee, and then wait till after Christmas to start it. Because if it is a one-off fee, it's neither in or there, isn't it? So very sus bar that. Yeah, there's something. I mean, if that had broken down below here, after we've had an overshoot here, we've had it at the other side, we've had a push up, new high, we've had that push down, pull back. If that would have turned into an engulfing bar, and then I'd say that would be an okay place to go low. But it's quite a big bar. It's just making me a bit nervous for some reason. Sometimes I can't put my finger on it, but if I get that feeling. So that trade I did back there, as soon as I saw that, I thought it does not get any better, and I was 100% confident in that trade. But there's something about the way it's going is just making me a bit nervous. I'm still thinking down, but it's just getting a bit choppy for my liking, so we'll see. Yeah, so if you're going to pay the one-off fee, mate, then I would say, yeah, do it if you want. Finish it, get it done and dusted if you want. See what the market's like. You see, you've already passed it now. If you've already passed it, then it's just a micro on Monday, isn't it? Do it micro on Monday. get it all signed up. Pay you. If it's a one-off fee, it doesn't matter. Get it done, mate. At least that way you can enjoy Christmas, can't you? Knowing that you've passed, and you can start the new year nice and fresh with your PA account, and you know, because I find Christmas can be an anticlimax sometimes, and when you come back January, you're a little bit down, depressed. The weather's cold, all the Christmas is over and done with, but you've got then a nice, exciting start to 2023 with some PA accounts under your belt. So I'd say, yeah, get it done if you can, mate. That's what I'd do, I think. And good luck to you, my friend. It's exciting when you get a PA account. Forward to seeing the vid of your first withdrawal. I am as well, mate, actually. And I will make a copy of it and pop it up so you can see it. So considering what I'm at, about $2,500 thereabouts. So for 5 days, is it 5 days or 4 days? So is it 4 days? It is 4 days so far. So that's certainly been a great start to it. I get nervous because the trade copy didn't work today. Yeah, I've not looked into the trade copy. I know there's a couple around. There's Apex is one, and there's another one that a couple of people have mentioned. Trade Void. I can't remember what it is, but I know I've heard a few people say they can play up a little bit. Well, you know, when people have got 10 accounts or something, it's a bit. I'd say it's a bit nerve-wracking. You blow many PAs on the first day. Yeah, I'll show you this. Some of you may have seen this, some of you may haven't. But if you think I know what I'm doing and I look like I'm making money, that might be the case now, but it hasn't always been like that. So there you go. So there's all my failed accounts. So if you look, Apex. This was the 70th. Repeat, 70th Apex account. I've failed 69, okay? I failed 8 PA accounts. This is the 9th, okay? And all these ones, there's 2 with you profit. I'm not sure that is. I think these 2 are my own, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 12 with you profit. And 3 with earn to trade. But I think you'll find there is a grand total of about 90 failed accounts there. 90. So it just goes to show how bloody useless I was. So I found it hard, and I did go through. I had many times where I was we'd have an 80% off and I'd get a trade. I'd go 5 contracts or 10 contracts. All right, no. I'd take the time and I'd fail. So then I just go silly, and I think I did 5 or 6 in a day and blew them all. Because sometimes you can get yourself, and you can tie yourself in knots sometimes, and it's a horrible feeling. And it's just, for me, it was like being in a bad marriage. The slightest thing just sets you off. So I decided to have a break. I had about a couple of weeks off. And I decided to stream, and I thought it will give me some accountability. And so far, I haven't done anything stupid. I've taken my time. So fingers crossed. Slippage or fair long or short orders on some accounts. Yeah, you're always going to get. I don't think it's ever that much, is it? A tick or two, maybe. 3 were long, 4 short. Even though I was in a long position on the main, I'm using replica. Yeah, that's another word I'd heard of. Yeah, I heard the Canadian futures guys saying, for the most they work okay, but they can sometimes be a little bit iffy. Similar stats, unfortunately. I've blown accounts with others. Top step, yeah. It happens, mate. It happens. But you know, I think the answer is to being able to control your emotions is time. There's nothing. I don't think it's any more complicated than that. You know, anything that happens to you in life, anything that happens to you, I don't know, you lose maybe a friend or a family member, or your wife or your husband walks out on you, or whatever happens, you're going to go through an emotional period of time, but it's not going to last forever. You're going to slowly get used to the emotions, and they're not going to affect you, and slowly they should wear away, or to a minimum. And I think that's the answer. I'm still on my first evaluation. Try to take it slow and steady. Yeah. I mean, evaluations, I think, are the way to go. And I would say, if you are taking anybody else here to going to take evaluations or not, or thinking about it, they do the 80% quite regular now. Certainly at least once a month. I'd say pick yourself up one or two of those and get some real world experience with that. With some risk and the possibility, the benefits of doing okay at it and making some money. And I think this 80% off, I think, is until Sunday. So if you've not tried one, I'd say absolutely give one a go. But I'd definitely hold off on using your own money. I've ended up using some of mine, and it wasn't pretty. So use someone else's money and keep it to a minimum. And I don't think you'll go far wrong. So okay, this may be another correction before we push down here. I'm quite glad I didn't get involved in any of those, because something didn't look right, and I was right to leave things, because it started to go a little bit sideways, then correct a bit. So I was almost going to drop something in there, because I thought we were coming down and it would have triggered. Okay, it wasn't a great bar, but on some charts that may be quite bearish, and it's bloody typical, isn't it? You'd have got triggered and then stopped out. So whenever I get a feeling that something doesn't look right, I tend to listen to it now, because it's helped me out. Accountability King, I have drawn a small uptrend channel currently from here, bud. Let's have a look. From something like that. Okay, that looks all right. That works. We've had a bit of a push above it here, so perhaps let me see if there's anything, any resistance above there. There is some there, so let's see if that comes into place. Maybe. Okay. See what happens. It's just pushed straight through that, hasn't it? So. I wasn't expecting that, I'm going to say. Down, correction, that's quite a big push up. This is still been my target since this morning. Let's have a look. That's not what I was expecting. See, we have had this new low, haven't we? And overshooting a new low. So I suppose if you're going to pick a bottom, something like that possibly would be it. I don't know how high it's going to take us. Okay guys, I think I am going to call it a day, actually, or call it a week. It's Friday, isn't it? It's been a good solid week. I think I've had 9 or 10 days, 10 green days in a row. So I did the evaluation in 7 days, all green days, so that was 3,000 plus. And so I've basically done 5,600 in total, obviously 3 of it being with a PA, but I like the consistency. It's making me feel good and positive. I gotta get off. Yeah, Great stuff. Yeah, take it easy, Jimmy. Thanks, Luca. Thanks, everyone. It's just made trading a lot more interesting for me, trading with a bunch of other people. Look at that. So look, if you're carrying on trading, take it easy. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. And I appreciate all the comments. Great trading today. Have a great weekend. Yeah, you too, my friend. Have a great weekend. Take it easy. Stay safe. And Christmas week next week, so I expect you all to come in Christmas hats. I'm going to have my Christmas hat to trade next week. And I might even have a small glass of something alcoholic. So, brilliant. So, have a great weekend. I'm going to mark my charts up. Emily, thanks. See you again. Absolutely. Have a great weekend, Emily. Have a great weekend, Kim, Luca, Jimmy, Jeffy. Who else we got up here? Jimmy, yeah. Keithy, have a good one, Keithy. Sam, have a great weekend. Sam, Nicholas, Accountability King. I just spoke to you down there, haven't I? Yeah, excellent. What's anybody else I've forgotten? Leading Loser. Oh, you've got to change your name to a more positive name. Yeah, you still around somewhere? Brant, you gone quiet? Ian. Yeah, anybody else I've forgotten? Dreamer Trades, Tormu. Ian. Jacko. Yeah, JJJ Productions. Anything else? Anyone else I've forgotten? Have a great weekend. Raoul. You're a new face. We'll talk to you next week. Find out where you're from. Apple Sam as well. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Have a great weekend. I'm going to mark my chart up later and I'll pop it on the Facebook group later. So have a brilliant weekend. Stay safe and I'll see you all on Tuesday.